So, Caitlin Clark has been injured for the last couple of days. It has been 6 days since the Caitlin Clark injury, since the Alyssa Thomas cheap shot, and let's be very clear, that's all that's going to be in the news. That is all that is going to be in the news for the next 6 months, probably. I don't know. If Caitlin Clark's out for the season, yeah, it's going to be in the news 6 months. But at the end of the day, we have to talk about it because this is one of those things where it is an important conversation to have about this injury, and we're going to talk about Caitlin and her return. So let's take a listen to Stephanie White talking about it.
Get out of it having this much practice time.
Yeah, I mean, we haven't had a lot of practice time since early June, so I think for us, addressing slippage, being able to really work, fine-tuning some details, and being able to add some things.
Slippage specifically, what do you view as those areas?
Well, there's always slippage. I mean, certainly. I think execution defensively, I think execution offensively. Really, when it comes to details, you need reps. And so the opportunity to get reps is going to be important.
Is this team where you expected them to be just on the learning curve defensively, or are they a little bit behind maybe where you expected? How would you gauge that?
I don't really want to talk too much about that. Let's talk about Caitlin stuff. I know she talks about the Caitlin stuff here, I think. Come on, internet. I got a gig down. Surely you should be loading a damn video. I have a gig down.
I'm real excited for her. You know, she deserves it. You know, I'm excited that she gets this opportunity, and certainly to work with Ty and to be able, because it wasn't what she typically wears. And
how do you spend with the stretch without games? Now, how do you maximize your time for yourself?
It's important game, and so to speak, to add some things.
Where's she talking about Caitlin here?
Kelsey, when the season's good.
For a week?
No, apparently not. Apparently not. She doesn't talk about Caitlin here. But Caitlin Clark is doing individual work and not at practice. I don't know if that's a good or a bad thing. Like, Caitlin Clark not being at practice is just not it's not really something that you want to see. Like, no practice today for Caitlin Clark, back to fever first of 4 days of practice during the Commission's Cup break. Dan is also getting some individual treatment. Caitlin Clark is going to do individual work later. I genuinely didn't even ask because the game's in several days, but I'm more practices and a far better time to ask. This doesn't sound great. It's Tuesday though, so if by Thursday she's not at practice, we can assume, she's out for Sunday. And if she's out for Sunday, you don't bring someone back in the middle of a West Coast road trip. We got to be very honest here. You don't bring someone back from injury during a West Coast road trip. So we can assume that this injury right here will put her out till when's their next home game. Check when the next home game is for the Fever. Except for the fact the website barely works. The WNBA website is the worst thing ever. So the Fever they have a 4-game away trip till the 16th of July, which puts her out for, I'm going to be real, 3 weeks. It puts her out for 3 weeks with this injury, and that's just an unfortunate thing because these are all winnable games, especially because Age is carrying a bit of an injury. Age is carrying a knock as well here. The Sparks suck, the Mercury suck, but if they can turn around the season very quickly. Look, season can go to shit quick. Like, if Caitlin's gone and they lose to the Aces and they lose one of these 2 games and lose to the Aces again, it's like you're 1 game above 500 and you're then playing the Valks in Caitlin's first game back, and you can expect Caitlin Clark in her first game back into the Valks to score about 10 points. Like, that is a concern, but if we see her in practice in the next couple of days, then obviously we can be a little bit more positive. But it is just an unfortunate one that we're starting to see these injuries because, Caitlin Clark has been made of elastic for her entire life, and then all of a sudden it's now a situation where she's she's getting hurt. When she takes those hard hits, she's now getting hurt. And I don't know, nor do I really care, whether or not it was via from Alyssa Thomas or from Valoa Yai that she got hurt. At the end of the day, that is irrelevant. It is completely irrelevant whether or not Alyssa Thomas's cheap shot or Valoa Yai undercutting her is the reason why she's injured. But we got to be honest. The Phoenix Mercury are the reason why she's injured. We can't say much more than that. We don't know anything more, but if it turns out that she's missing 3, 4, 5 games out of this, she's already missed 1.5 games. If she's missing 3, 4, 5 games out of this, she's missing out on, again, a season where, I'm being real, like if the Fever turn it around, because they're not far off getting a top 2 seed. If the Fever get a top 2 seed and Caitlin Clark averages 21-9 on the year, she's winning MVP. Like, she's winning MVP. So, it is just a pity. It's a pity that, like, a season where she definitely is in the running for winning an MVP could be derailed by whether it be Alyssa Thomas or Valoa Yai. Something she didn't even get fouls called for. And look, this is clearly not going to be season defining, I don't think, because if we're being honest, she was still moving okay. Like, she was still making good moves, and then they subbed her out. She was kind of getting ready to play, and then once the adrenaline wore off, it was like, oh. She got pulled. People are saying she got pulled because she was injured. No, she got pulled for the turnover. She got pulled because she got thrown a grenade and turned the ball over. The normal Stephanie White thing to do when it's like, okay, yeah, so our star is in a bad situation. And I'm not saying Caitlin Clark hasn't thrown grenades to players. She has. But, like, she received a grenade, and because she received a grenade and the offense went bad, it was, Caitlin, you're coming off. You're coming off here. So the fact that she was going to come back in the game, I do have a lot of hope for Caitlin this season. I think she's going to be okay, and I think she's going to play this Vegas game. But if she doesn't play this Vegas game, I don't see her coming back mid-West Coast road trip. Like, it's just not, especially a back injury, it's not worth coming back mid-West Coast road trip. So there could be a chance that Caitlin Clark doesn't play ball again until the 16th of July, which, coming into a 4-game homestand, you've still got enough of the season. It means she's missed, 6 games on the season? I would say if you miss more, if you miss more than 10, you're done. You're not making all WNBA. Either team, if you miss more than 10, if you miss more than 8, you're not making the first team. So it's at the stage now where she is hurt. The odds of her making the All-W first team drastically go down. And obviously you got All-Star Weekend. Which weekend is All-Star Weekend? 12th, 13th? No. I actually don't know when All-Star Weekend is. But anyway, yeah, that is the video. See you guys.